All right, hey, Shalom. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of the great millstone and say peace, mercy, and blessings to all the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means he exists or he is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahushai, which means he is the deliverer. We are the Hebrew Israelites. All right, we're being called, so-called, Black, African American, colored, Haitian, Jamaican, Native American, Seminole Indian, Latin, Hispanic. Okay, but we're those people that make up the lost 12 tribes of Israel, right? And the self-proclaimed white man, he's not white, he's red. They are the Idumeans, or Edomites, according to the Bible. And according to Bible prophecy, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it, right? And this is an article from endtimeheadlines.org. It says 6 major developments that mainstream media is being strangely quiet about right now. It's from 418. Enormous things are happening all over the globe, but you aren't hearing a lot about many of them. That is because the mainstream media chooses to focus on its own story that advance the specific narratives that they're currently pushing. For example, virtually everyone knows who Kilmore Abrego Garcia is at this point because the mainstream media has been endlessly focusing on him. But there are other stories of far more importance that are not getting nearly the attention that they deserve. Number one, a self-amplifying mRNA, FLU, all right, that has been developed by the biotechnology company known as Arcturus Therapeutics Holdings, has been fast-tracked by the FDA, right? So that goes into your pestilence, okay? Because one thing you have to understand is that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, okay, and thus is under a wicked vibration, you know. This is the book of Job 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the Most High allowed Esau to have dominion right now, rulership, okay. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is he. Part of his dominion is he had to take down the images, you know, the likenesses, you know, of any trace of the dark nations ruling. And that's why you have something called iconoclasm, which means the destruction of images, icons, the image, clasm, destruction, okay? And that's why you have the Renaissance, rebirth. That's why you have white Jesus. You know, everything's white because it's whitewashing. That's Esau covering the faces of the judge thereof, okay? And he's in the power seat. You can't have the face of another nation, all right, as rulers. If you're in the power seat, you got to cover their faces, and you got to put up yourself as the ruler, right? This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that divides iniquity. That's Esau, Edom, right? Because he is the wicked, right? And work evil upon their beds. I mean, it's an everyday, all day, all night thing. They're working evil, devising iniquity, scheming, planning, crafty counsel, okay? When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, all right? And that's why you have something called population control, depopulation, Agenda 2030, you know, the New World Order, okay? All of these are counsels of the wicked, okay? And this whole BRRDFLU, you know, Maxine, that's all to thin the herd, right? Arcturus Therapeutics Holdings, Inc., a biotechnology firm specializing in mRNA medicines with a market capitalization of $266 million, announced today that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has granted fast-track designation to a self-amplifying mRNA candidate. The blank is aimed at providing immunity against the H5N1 subtype with potential scam implications, tourism packages. This is a story of extreme importance, but hardly anyone is talking about it because the mainstream media is barely giving it any attention, right? All the focus is really on Trump, the tariffs, China, you know, people, America is experiencing stagflation, loss of jobs, recession, no economic growth. All right, wages are staying the same, but the prices are increasing. So everybody's distracted right now, you know. Number two, the Eisenhower fault waking up. The magnitude 5.2 earthquake that just hit the California has reignited fears that the big one is coming. A major earthquake in Southern Cali this week has reignited fears that the big one is coming, but scientists say it may come from an unlikely source. The little-known Eisenhower fault is a branch of the famous San Andreas fault, stretching over 100 miles across Southern Cali from the U.S.-Mexico border through San Diego and Riverside counties and up towards Los Angeles. The California Institute of Technology has noted that the Eisenhower fault, which sits just 15 miles from San Diego County, is one of the largest fault zones in Southern Cali. According to Dr. Lucy Jones, the Eisenhower fault has the potential to generate a magnitude 7.8 earthquake someday. According to Caltech, the Eisenhower fault zone is actually one of the largest in Southern California, but it has been one of the quietest in historical times. However, that inactivity belies the devastating potency the fault is capable of generating a magnitude 7.8 earthquake, which anything above a 4.5 is a big deal. So a 7.8, you talking decimation. All right, huge disruption. All right, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people could die. You know, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake, said seismologist Lucy Jones, a Caltech research associate. The Eisenhower fault is one of the major risks in Southern Cali, Jones said. As I keep warning, it is just a matter of time before a colossal earthquake absolutely devastates the California coast. Are you ready for when that day finally comes? So we have wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, earthquake, okay? All of the signs, everything is here, right? This is Luke 21 and verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So all of this has to happen, right? Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, right? And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, scarcity of food, lack of bread, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven, blood moon, solar eclipse, planetary alignments, okay? All of these things, man, all of these things are happening, okay? And the wicked, Esau Edom, he's going full speed trying to establish his new world order. Number 3, the price of gold has skyrocketed to record levels. If you actually understand money, which they don't teach you financial literacy in America, they teach you how to be a worker. They don't teach you critical thinking, right? They teach you how to be a sheep, a worker, a debt slave, right? It's been a banner year for gold. In March, the precious metal piece crossed the $3,000 per ounce mark for the first time in history. And the upward price trajectory didn't stop there. The price of gold have continued to climb in the time since, surging past 3,300 per ounce mark this week. I never imagined that the price of gold would be above 3,300 in the middle of April. How high will it go by the end of the year? You don't be surprised that shit go up to 5,000, 10,000. All right, and what this means is that the dollar is becoming more and more worthless. People are losing trust in it, and people are putting their stock in gold and silver, which is actually real currency. All right, and it's all being done. It's all being done by design, because the current system that we have now, they want to do away with that and bring about a new system, a new way of buying and selling, which the Bible calls the mark of the beast, which is a identification seal that's going to hold all of your information on it. And with that, you're going to be able to use that to buy and sell, right? Number 4, the sun has been acting very strangely in recent months. And scientists are now warning that a lesser known 100-year-long solar cycle is beginning to ramp up again. The unexpected surge of solar activity during the ongoing solar maximum may be tied to a lesser known 100-year cycle that is just beginning to ramp up again, a new study suggests. So that's signs in the heaven. All right, the sun, so-called sun, acting strange. Esau is trying to play God. All right, he's been dropping all sorts of chemicals on the masses through what's known as chemtrails. Okay, they've been playing with CERN. Okay, you have HARP technology. Okay, so he's actually destroying the earth, which is why he must be destroyed. You know? This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So that's the time we're coming into, where the Most High is getting ready to reward everybody. That's what it's talking about. Everybody's going to get a reward. The reward of the wicked will be nuclear destruction, death, fire, and worms. Not burning in hell forever, but being tormented in the lake of fire. Okay? Which is when Babylon the Great is destroyed, when it gets nuked. When the chariots come and bring about their destruction, it's going to become a lake of fire. All right? And that's where people are going to burn and be tormented, and the elect are going to get new bodies, and they're going to be sit as throne. They're going to sit as judges, kings under Yahushua, judging the earth. All right, being a priest unto the nations, showing them how to worship Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They're not going to worship Allah, Buddha, Krishna. All right, those East Indians, they're not going to be playing in cow dung in the kingdom. All right, everybody's going to be put in check. This is the last rulership. This is the last domain of Esau. This is it. Call Loyim La Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We're very close to the economic collapse, all right, which that's going to transpire into the issuing of an electronic tag, which is the mark of the beast, okay? In the midst of that being implemented, World War III is going to happen. So we're in the spirit of measuring the time diligently, you know? We're almost halfway through 2025, just like that. You know, this second Ezra chapter 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So you measuring the time diligently as you measure the time by the scriptures, what prophecies have came to pass and what prophecies we're looking to be fulfilled. You know, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that at the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So the Lord is beginning to visit, you know, which is why there's an increase in chariot sightings, which is why more and more of the elect are waking up and being sealed, okay, which is why things are speeding up. Number 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and that's what you see, the whole world is in the uproar. People are pissed off, angry. People are protesting. People are sad. People are depressed. People are talking about offing themselves. You know, people are in that January 6th spirit. You know, Trump is losing all of his support, man. People are having buyer's remorse. You know, so people are losing faith in their government and this system. 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So these things were long written down. Johnny Cash said that. Listen to the words long written down. You know, for like it's all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, which means to be made known and brought to light. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Okay, so all of these things are signs of the end, you know. Number 5, in Alaska, a major eruption of Mount Spur could be coming very soon. Scientists with the Alaska Volcano Observatory have said that Mount Spur, a volcano located roughly 80 miles from Anchorage, is likely to erupt in the coming weeks or months based on elevated seismic activity. So you have volcano eruptions, signs in the heavens, price of gold skyrocketing. Okay, earthquakes, uproars of the people, famine, pestilences. All right, it's over for Esau, man. This man is at his end. He had his time to rule, and he's going down quick. Okay, and Eve is fucking gonna go down with him. 2/3 of our people, they're gonna go down with him. You know, this 2 Esdras chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that follow it? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So the whole birth was symbolic of how these nations were going to, you know, of the relationship these nations were going to have on earth. All right, it's going to come a time where Esau would be in rulership, but the Most High is going to use Jacob to bring him out of rulership, right? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. This is the end, you know? So with that, you know, I pray this has been edifying and informative. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, if the water putting the spirit on me, do this lesson. I pray it has been edifying. And shalom to the whole